Hello, my name is Dr. FOD. Well, it's not really my name, but everybody calls me that because I've been working on the problems of FOD for a couple of years. What is FOD? You may well ask. It's foreign object damage done to jet aircraft engines. Why am I talking to you about it here? Well, because it's my lunch hour and it helps me to concentrate. Yes, that, by the way, is my assistant, Miss Wayward Body. Well, it's not really her name either. She got hers because she, well, there's no reason to go into all that now. No, as I was saying, the reason for talking to you is to explain the results of my experiments and to point out a few of the... Will you look at me when I'm talking to you? Lack of concentration with the job in hand is one of the things I found missing. I can see it's no good talking to you here. Miss Body, get changed and I'll see you back in the office.
Yes, Dr. Ford.
Right. Now, let's see if you can concentrate better here. Now, the first point that I want to make is that as long as aircraft have jet engines, we shall have the problem of pieces of hard material being ingested by the engine's intake and causing a lot of expensive damage. Now, the engine can't suck these objects up on its own. It has to be helped. Yes, I thought you wouldn't believe me. So, let me show you some experiments that we've been conducting.
Now, what do you think would happen to Miss Body if the engines of this aircraft were increased to full power? Yes, I thought you'd think that. As a matter of fact, at 20 feet, nothing would happen. Your aircraft handbook would tell you. Anyway, I don't want any of you lot hanging around in front of aircraft with the engine running. Now, to continue. In order to show you how difficult it is for foreign matter to be sucked into the aircraft engine on its own, just look at this. Would you increase the RPM to 75%? Ah, that's fine. We're beginning to make a vortex. A little higher, please. That was splendid. All right, switch off your engines and we'll set up for the next test.
As you could see, although the engine was at full power, only a percentage of the smoke was drawn in. Now, we're going to place a small quantity of soft debris on the ground underneath the intake, mixed with small pieces of chalk and light expanded polystyrene, to see if it's drawn in from ground level.
What?
This, where are you? Oh, what are you doing over there? Come closer. Do you expect me to bellow at you? This, as I said, coupled with a few other experiments, satisfied us that it's virtually impossible for an aircraft to suck up debris heavy enough to do any damage on its own. Debris can get into the engine during manufacture, during servicing, or by being blown or sucked in. And for this to happen, the object must be put within 18 inches of the intake by some other means or force. Another way for the object to get within this area is to be blown in from the exhaust jet of another aircraft. Take a typical squadron with the aircraft in nice straight lines facing the airfield. There's plenty of room for aircraft to taxi into these positions without danger of blowing foreign matter onto the parked aircraft, because their exhaust jets are directed away from them. But what happens when they leave in twos and threes? When they make the sharp turn to move along the front of the line, these parked aircraft are in a good position to get the full blast and any debris that might be lifted. And the problem is even worse if the parked aircraft also are waiting to taxi out with their engines running.
Now, how can this be avoided? Well, why not simply turn the aircraft around, facing t'other way, with their exhausts pointing towards the airfield? Then, when the aircraft taxi out, they have a greater distance before they make their turn. This, coupled with reduced power at the turn, would dramatically reduce the chance of picking up debris. Yes, I know what you're thinking. What about armed aircraft? What about operational requirements? These are important issues, certainly. But I'm sure that if the principle of turning as late as possible is applied, solutions can be found. Meantime, is your parking as safe as possible?
Can an aircraft exhaust jet really lift things into the intake of another aircraft? Well, over there, we've erected a net to catch any of the pieces of debris that Miss Doddy is placing when an aircraft is taxied over them. We're using a Nat aircraft for this experiment, as it has one of the